Hey everybody, it's NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, rambling idiot, and Vigil. And guess what? Dragon's Dogma is in the news, and it's all positive, it's all great things. It's all great things here. We're talking about how Dragon's Dogma reaches highest Steam peak since 2016 release. Before we get started with the article, hi, I'm NikoTheLegend. If you like what you see today, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out all the links down below. Anyway, so why is how is this even possible? Why is Dragon's Dogma relevant again? Well, I think it helps that the recent live stream of Dragon's Dogma's 10th anniversary, thanks to the awesome guy. He's the guy who made Dragon's Dogma, worked on plenty of fighting games for Capcom, and, one of the head honchos behind Devil May Cry. This guy, I can only imagine how he was feeling when Dragon's Dogma 2 is literally a thing now, and it's been 10 years later. Can you imagine how long people have been waiting? And I'm super excited because Dragon's Dogma is definitely an underrated game, I think. I know it's getting more love these days because now the fact that guy, he was able to get his own live stream announcing Dragon's Dogma 2 is special in its own right because that gets people excited, and Capcom it has been so relevant, it even got its own showcase showing off Resident Evil, new stuff with Resident Evil, new stuff with Street Fighter, and now Dragon's Dogma. Finally, at least an RPG series that I can be happy and wanting to play when it comes out. Of course, I always wish that Breath of Fire would come back in a nice way, but I'll take what I can get. So that's exciting news. Dragon's Dogma 2 is pretty much the main reason why Dragon's Dogma 1 has high concurrent players again, because people are like, oh crap, I gotta play this game again because I had such a great time before, and the pawn system is awesome, and it's got one of the best. I honestly, it's definitely a game that really does a great job with the New Game Plus. Definitely one of the best besides Chrono Cross, in my opinion. So anyway, since then, the game has hit a new peak of 6582 concurrent players. Yeah, I read the number like that. According to Steam DB, that's the highest number of concurrent players since hitting 27368 when it was released 6 years ago. Okay, and that was pretty impressive. And that was back on PC, and that was what it come out in 2016, right? And this game's been out since 2012, the vanilla version, and then Dark Arisen not too long later. So simultaneously, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade has the second highest peak for a single player Final Fantasy game on Steam. So released on Steam on Friday last week, it's already reached a peak of 13803 concurrent players, and only Final Fantasy 15 has reached higher, 29498. So the rest just goes and talks about Final Fantasy VII, but that's not what we're here for. Just thought I'd add just a little sugar on top there. So this is great. Capcom, I don't know when Capcom decided when they wanted to continue the Dragon's Dogma legacy, but we all had a general idea, a big hunch that they were interested in keeping the franchise alive. I guess, there's a time and place for everything, so maybe Capcom feels like now they're in a very comfortable spot to where, okay, yeah, we got our Devil May Cry's out of the way. We got our Monster Hunter games out of the way. We got our Resident Evil stuff taken care of, and Street Fighter. Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, and Resident Evil are the top 3 Capcom franchises right now. And I know there's probably some other stuff that I haven't listed. Like I said, I wish Breath of Fire would come back. I wish that there would be another Mega Man X game, or Mega Man in general, because I really loved Mega Man 11 and they did a great job. But Dragon's Dogma is one of those games where it's it only had a one-off, So they kept it alive by doing Dark Arisen coming out, the more complete version of Dragon's Dogma. Then you have the ports. It almost became like a Resident Evil 4 type situation where it was just ported to every current console at the time. And then it got its own TV show, which, truth be told, I didn't like the TV show that much. It didn't really capture the essence and what Dragon's Dogma is really all about. And it wasn't that long of a series, and there hasn't been an announcement of season 2, probably because it didn't do that well. And the animation was kind of blah, right? I don't really care for 3D anime too much. But that's besides the point. And then last but not least, you have that, and then the Switch port that came out recently. So Capcom was always wanting to just keep this series relative in some way because they saw that there was actually profit to be made. There was enough interest that they saw from players that they're like, okay, yeah, we'll let the guy who created Devil May Cry, we'll let him have his spotlight again. And I can only imagine how excited this guy is that he's, working on Dragon's Dogma 2, and it's going to be made with the Resident Evil engine, which it's going to look amazing. Resident Evil 8 looks fantastic. I don't really care for Resident Evil 8 in general. That's my unpopular opinion. But the graphics in that, I enjoy. I mean, Resident Evil 2 Remake, 3 Remake look amazing. And then Street Fighter 6 is made in the Resident Evil, the RE engine, I believe. So that's all exciting news. So anyway, folks, this is great news. Dragon's Dogma is even more relevant than it ever was before. And how does this make you feel about Dragon's Dogma? Are you playing it right now? Did you feel the resurgence like a bunch of other players did? And how excited are you for Dragon's Dogma 2? And let me know down in the comments below. Heck, if you want to double dip in the Nico comment section, let me know what you want to see in Dragon's Dogma 2 that you wish they would keep from Dragon Age 1 and transfer it over, or brand new things. Personally, keep everything that they did in Dragon's Dogma 1. I think they did a great job with it, 90% of it. But just expand more of it. Just make it more in-depth. Seriously, just make it more detailed. I can only imagine how in-depth the pawn system could be in this sequel. The pawn system is the most coolest thing ever invented in any RPG or game, really. They nailed it right from the get-go. So I can only imagine. What Dragon's Dogma 2 will have in store for us. Anyway, folks, I've been NikoTheLegend, well-mannered teenager, Snowflake, Rambling Idiot, and Vigil. I hope you did enjoy. Take care, Pathfinders. I just want to die.